Alexa, off.
Bonjour, c'est mercredi.
So I'm making...
Is this the fat right here? Is this all the fat? Or is this, did you take all the fat off? You don't have a very fat pig. Do you have a fatter pig?
I could check.
I'm looking for more fat.
Could you grab me a hot Italian, please?
Hello, back from the farmer's market and ready to tell you about my inspiration, Bœuf bourguignonne, beef burgundy. And so it marinates overnight, the night before. So I did the marinade. And at the farmer's market, I was like, what do I still need? One of the vendors had some amazing bacon, but I think the bacon was a little too skinny. Anywho, we found the fattest piece, and one of the things I learned is that pigs eat acorns. Apparently that's the way they are raised in Spain, so Iberico ham, which is the best ham, right? I know, don't tell the French. C'est pas jambon, c'est hamon. As I mentioned, I already have the marinade, so I'm going to remove the meat from the marinade. And the marinade, very classic. Red wine from Burgundy, cognac, the meat obviously, some peppercorns, celery, onions, carrots, and garlic. Once the meat is all out, I'm gonna go ahead and take the marinade and run it through a sieve. We are going to use the vegetables, so they are set aside, as is the meat. Now we're just gonna dry the meat because we have to sear it, and if the meat is wet at all, the searing will be a disaster. So, time to dry. Really excited because we get to use a Dutch oven on my French plate. The idea of the French plate is the heat resonates equally away, and so if it gets too hot, I can move it. First, we're gonna use the bacon rind. That will be the fat that we're gonna sear the meat in. This is like a fat extravaganza. So I'm gonna brown the meat on all sides, small batches. You're gonna remove the vegetables with a slotted spoon and just put them in with the meat because the next step, they're gonna be together anyway. Okay, sad moment. Time to say goodbye to all that wonderful fat. We're gonna degrease this, wipe it out so it's dry, and start all over, so to speak. So everything has gone back in, and we're gonna salt and pepper. I have a salt grinder, but I like to do it by hand. And then we're gonna add the flour. We're just gonna sprinkle it over, toss it so it gets on all sides of the meat. It's gonna go in the 450 oven for about 4 minutes. It's been about 4 minutes, so we're gonna take it out, give it a toss. And put it back in for 4 more minutes. So now we are going to add in some additional garlic, some tomato paste, a new bourguignonne, more rind, because everything's better with more bacon, and then the marinade. Add the veal stock, or as I divulge, the beef stock, just so we cover the meat. This is gonna go back in the oven. We're gonna turn the oven down to 325, put the beautiful lid on, and go do something for 2 to 3 hours. While we're waiting, we can make a couple other components, one of which are glazed onions, which takes some butter. So we're gonna throw this on medium heat, throw the beautiful pearl onions in there, and then we just need enough of the stock to basically cover the onions. You put a lid on it, it'll take about 20 minutes. The other thing that we're gonna do while we wait is make the sauteed mushrooms. And we have the blanched lardons here, and we are going to use the fat from these lardons to saute the mushrooms. We are going to saute the mushrooms. And the third and final component is going to be boiled potatoes. So, sorry you missed it, but mushrooms are done. And now the onions are just about done. They are soft when I put a nice little toothpick in there. And so I'm gonna take the lid off and let all of this liquid basically boil off into nothing. And then, like I said, we'll be left with these beautiful browned onions. Of course, they're going into the stew, so nobody's gonna see that they're brown, but I'll know. Our onions are brown beautifully. Oh my God, look at this, okay. That is like French onion soup right there. Oh my gosh, so good. Have a little more of this. Okay, so I pulled it out of the oven. I'm gonna get rid of the bacon rind and the bouquet garni, and then I'm going to add in the lardons and sauteed mushrooms, and then we're done. Just gonna have a quick taste. And the finished product, Bœuf bourguignon. Bon appétit! And here's the recipe.